Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. What I have in store for you could completely upend hip-hop. Put all of your preconceived notions about Remy Ma and Papoose aside. The loyalty, the ride-or-die mentality, and the romantic storyline. With one revelation that no one anticipated, 50 Cent completely upended the story. 50 did not give any clues in a shocking new interview. He left no breadcrumbs behind. He took it directly to the core. He stated it clearly. Yes, back in '06, Remy and I had a small affair. Yes, this is the reason Peps has been salty ever since. Wait, what? Yes, Curtis Jackson claims that he and Remy were secretly getting together for late-night studio sessions, hotel meets, and even music that never left the booth while everyone else was preoccupied with watching Rhee's career take off. And according to 50, it was all Papoose when she abruptly stopped dating him. 50 says he kept this truth hidden for almost 20 years. However, he declares that he is done remaining silent now that Remy and Pap's marriage is flaring for everyone to see. And if suspicions of infidelity weren't dramatic enough, this could be the last straw. Let's go back in time. The mixtape era began in 2006. Rap beefs, Kuntang shirts, and Motorola razors were so loud that they went viral without the use of hashtags. Remy Ma was booming in the business at the moment. Renowned for both her bars and her ability to compete with any rapper, male or female. 50 Cent was seated on the rap throne in the meantime. Gun was a device that printed money. Platinum records, box office hits, disc tracks, and vitamin water millions all come out one after the other. But apparently, 50 and Remy had a covert relationship behind all the blazing lights and billboard plaques. One that, until today, has never garnered media attention. 50 Cent is now speaking out after nearly 20 years of silence. He's grinning as if he's had this ace card for years. Someone asked him directly, why do you and Papoose not mess with each other? In the widely shared video, Woosha's response, I was never liked by him, and I understand. Their first thought was me. Boom, the internet fell apart. Blogs are exploding. Website full of gossip. 50 claims that the events between him and Remy took place between late 2005 and mid-2006. Exactly. When she was juggling her debut record and her obligations to the Terror Squad, several unidentified sources. A DJ and former G-Unit assistant who insists he witnessed everything makes this claim. Remy was frequently seen entering and exiting 50's private studio after midnight. She seems to have recorded music and possibly some secrets hours later. One source provided an excellent summary. They never held hands or had a public kiss. However, you could sense the electricity in the air, man. Remy wasn't merely there to do verses. She was arriving in support of Curtis. Then the notorious hotel rumors surfaced, according to a well-known Manhattan concierge who wished to remain nameless. Remy Ma used to use a false identity to check into the W Hotel when Mr. Jackson had the suite ready, like clockwork, the same room and floor. Let's be clear now. This was undoubtedly more than simply music. But we're not claiming it was a full-fledged romance complete with flowers and candlelit vows. Papoose apparently knew too. Remy and Papoose were just in the talking stage in the early 2000s. They flirted in interviews and made a few public appearances together, but nothing substantial had yet happened. However, some close to Pap said that he had his sights set on her and desired to formally announce their relationship. But he was unable to ignore the elephant in the room. The person selling 10 million records while donning a bulletproof vest. The conflict is said to have started there. Pap has always exuded sophistication. He was never the type to seek out controversy or trade insults. However, his silence said more than words when it came to 50. No compliments, no criticism, not even a reference. We now understand why 50 dominated the charts and the streets even back then. The relationship bombshell was not the only thing that 50 revealed in the same viral video. Using this line, he twisted the knife. People, especially me, dislike acknowledging that they came in second. There was a frenzy on the internet. Threads on Reddit became viral. Old backstage pictures of 50 and Remy were unearthed by fans. Every previous interview was examined by TikTok detectives. When asked about relationships, Remy grinned and sipped her drink before responding. "I don't tell and kiss. I bounce and knock." And because of where Remy and Papoose are not this news strikes a particular chord. Clarissa Shields' rumors, the Dicky incident, and Papoose's enigmatic social media statements have all contributed to the public breakdown of their marriage. Oh, by the way, I dated her before y'all even had matching tattoos. 50 Cent said as he entered the room just as things were starting to cool down. There is no messier timing than this. Everyone on the internet is aware that the shadow feels deliberate. Even stranger is the fact that a former Juno producer is claiming to still have an unreleased tune on the Alias cassette. Early in 2006, Remy and 50 were recorded. He claims the label wouldn't release the song because it was so intimate. Confessions over a rhythm are an example of anything in between a love song and a diss track. As I listened to it, I recalled asking myself, are they together? And the response to the question of why it never plummeted was straightforward. Papoose. Tony claims that once Pap took over Remy's company, he supported her during her legal issues. That was how everything between her and 50 ended. Given that Remy's public image is already reeling from recent upheaval, this confession feels more like a planned hit than a spontaneous rumor because Remy never addressed it, and 50 has never discussed it until now. But why now is the real question. Why would 50 Cent keep this narrative going for almost 20 years and then reveal it during a failing marriage? Imagine it. 50 sat there, smiling like a man taking advantage of 18 years of silence, and casually made a confession that rocked the culture as a whole. It was like a detonation when he said, "I was there before him." In a matter of minutes, videos appeared on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and anywhere else people go to see drama play out in high definition. Within an hour, hashtags including hashtag Remy 50 Cent, hashtag before Papa OOS, and number 206 Truth Bomb became popular. The responses were out of control. A supporter posted, "So you're telling me Papoose wrote all those jail letters while Remy was sneaking into Gunnet Studios?" No shade was ever thrown at Remy by another 50-year-old posting wife. He was too knowledgeable. By searching through previous pictures, comparing interviews, and even finding an episode of 1/6 in Park where Remy laughed off a dating inquiry with certain things aren't for the cameras, the internet became an unpaid FBI unit. Let's assume that I remain occupied. That statement now has a completely different meaning. All I did in the interim was shift to Papoose. What did he do to? Nothing. No cryptic loyalty statement, no Instagram post, no tweet, just silence. However, to others who knew Pat, that quiet spoke louder than words. He has always been a calculated person who moves with accuracy rather than feeling. Pap has known for years, which accounts for the animosity behind the scenes. An insider told Gossip Spill vibe? Perhaps tense is an understatement. Their history is entirely rewritten by this entire love triangle prior to the romantic twist. Remy was actually married to this man while she was incarcerated, supported her over a 7-year bid, reared her child, and assisted her in reviving her career at a time when most people had dismissed her. Fans are now inquiring as to whether he always felt like the backup plan. One of Remy's first significant statements upon returning home in 2014 was a collaboration with Papoose. Yet fans observed that she was still occasionally spotted with former G-Unit producers. People in the past dismissed it. Everyone is looking twice now. And because of that reported unreleased song, it's real. Things take a turn for the worst. A 90-second sample titled "The Booth Ain't Safe" was released late last night by an anonymous SoundCloud user. It features a female voice that uncannily sounds like Remy spitting over a vintage Gunnet beat. Everyone is aware of the reality, despite the late hours, quick flights, whispery dime, studio corners, one call, and anonymous identities. The masculine voice then enters. "I don't need to assert it. I was the first to arrive. Later, you held the crown. I assisted her in practicing. The energy on the leaked track is that, despite the lack of formal confirmation, enthusiasts are certain that this is the actual thing, currently powering half of the internet. It was recorded during those notorious late-night sessions in 2006. DJ Envy couldn't keep quiet on The Breakfast Club, claiming that 50 simply put gasoline on a marriage that was already on fire and dubbing it one of the most outrageous flashback scandals in hip-hop history. However, since there is more than simply Remy Ma's past, let's zoom out. The time is roughly 50 Cent's master level. Why reveal this secret now after keeping it for almost 20 years? Easy. Due to the fact that Remy and Papoose's marriage is already publicly disintegrating. Allegations of cheating, meltdowns during live streams, and controversy surrounding Clarissa Shields and Keelix. This storm is ideal. And no one is as good at chess as Curtis Jackson. He watches the internet speculate, waits for the cracks, and then enters with a nonchalant confession that blows everything up. He's already done it. Ja Rule, Young Buck, and Rick Ross. 50 is more than just beef. He creates collapses. This isn't petty. Rather, it's payback if the reports that Remy once stopped a unique collaboration with Papoose are accurate. Fans are now divided. According to some, 50 ought to have kept it buried. Some refer to it as the revelation of the truth. However, it is widely acknowledged that the timing renders Remy and Pap's already precarious empire irreparable. It's not the cheating that hurts, one blogger stated. It's because we have faith in them. They seemed odd to us. The entire story now changes. Was Pap the devoted character who was initially portrayed? Did Remy ever truly have a Lynn? Or perhaps it was merely a memory. Did she always have a connection to 50? This was obviously not a coincidence. Fans are demanding interviews, remixes, and even movies, so the chaos isn't stopping. Section 3. Those are the consequences. The future of a once respected, hip-hop relationship that is currently falling apart due to an 18-year-old secret that won't go away. The silence and the PR disaster. Social media went completely crazy after the shocking interview from the 1950s and the leaked trailer for that alleged 2006 song. Remy Ma's formerly loyal fanbase split after this. To keep her safe, other people are using hashtags like Let Her Live. Others are exposing harsh facts, such as the post with 50,000 likes that said Papoose was never her favorite. He was only the man who was left when the music stopped. Another tweet that went viral called him a 50s timing. He kept it a secret for 18 years and only revealed it as the marriage was about to end, making him a villain on par with Game of Thrones. This move was described as cool, strategic, and surgical by fans. Remy Ma Camp's silence did little but stoke the fires. No news release, no interview, not even an enigmatic selfie with an emoticon. It was Papoose, not Remy, who broke the hush next. Late Friday night, Pap dropped a surprise freestyle titled First to Know, set to a solemn piano melody. It was a 3-note confessional with words like "You were mine before me." Although I don't mind your history, don't expect a monarch to change their mind when the facts don't add up. It doesn't matter who hit first. What matters is who remained true. But I'll be the last to realize how the city feels. He never provided names, but everyone knew. A dot. Within a few hours, hashtag PapoOs gained popularity. BHS is using terms like real and respect. Following 1 million views, musicians like Teyana Taylor and Meek Mill even posted the video. The plot suddenly shifted. The once celebrated ride-die persona was disintegrating, and focus turned to Papoose, the loyal wife, the father figure, and the person who held things together despite possibly not knowing the whole truth. 50 Cent chuckled from the audience. He posted a cunning selfie the day after the freestyle with the comment, "Papa snapped, but you all know I ain't lying," implying that only he is able to thrive on the chaos. At last, industry voices were heard. On social media, Rhee's longtime friend Fat Joe posted a video with the following comment: "We all have histories, but I don't respect that you're sharing them in this way. Therefore, I stay away from people's homes." But he stopped short of outright rejecting the relationship. Funklex joked, "I was aware of this at the time when he went online. Nobody wanted to talk about it. 5'1" Saint was given the microphone. Now, the question is burning through time. Was everyone in the company aware? Did admirers fall for a fairy tale predicated on unspoken regrets and secrets? As millions of people watch, tweet, and take sides. The marriage that once appeared unshakable is now on the verge of collapsing in real time. The internet went crazy after 50 Cent's bombshell interview, which leaked, and insiders suspect that Ray's team is working quickly behind the scenes. Remy Ma's once loyal fan following was cut in half by the 2006 single, and some people tarnished her reputation. Others advised letting her live in a post that garnered almost 50,000 likes and went viral. When the music stopped, her favorite person was never Papoose. It was just the one that was left. An even more extreme tweet described Game of Thrones baddies as possessing 50s timing. He withheld the information for 18 years before dropping it like a cultural bomb. Therefore, it was the kind of unexpected development that immediately prompted the internet to divide into two sides. While some believed 50 was being cruel, others believed he was finally disclosing a secret that had been simmering for years in silence. Meanwhile, Ray's silence has been deafening. No posts, no denials, and no clever captions that attempted to divert attention. Not even a mystery K emoji is there to leave people perplexed. For someone who has always been active on social media, the silence sounded louder than words. Papoose finally broke the silence amid all of this chaos with a surprise freestyle titled "First to Know," which featured 3 minutes of raw vocals coupled to a loud, melancholy piano rhythm. He conveyed his sense of betrayal without mentioning anything. Individuals making statements on allegiance, time, and the repercussions of public humiliation. There was fire on the internet. Papoose is a real one. According to Hashpaw musicians Teyana Taylor and Meek Mill, he started to become well known for speaking his mind. To be honest, the plot shifted drastically overnight without the use of awkward details. Remy was now questioned about her dedication after being praised as the ride-or-die queen who kept her man down through jail attempts and industrial losses. As Papoose transitioned from the soothing, supportive background companion to the distressed husband, fans banded together to support him. As the man in the middle of a storm, K maintained himself with dignity despite the world's criticism of his marriage. 50 Cent also posted jokes, left cryptic comments, and hinted that he had more receipts stashed away, ready to be made public whenever he felt like causing a stir online. In the chaos, he was thriving. It prompted inquiries regarding the length of time this secret had been concealed behind closed doors. Ree's crew tactfully pushed her out of the spotlight and canceled her upcoming commitments because even seasoned industry veterans like Funkflex and Fat Joe said they had heard whispers in the past. Due to a postponed appearance at a women's empowerment event, a planned podcast was canceled. Since everyone was aware of the current situation, she would not be handling any musical microphones. In 2006, over 50 papooses would be involved. Fans now use hashtags like "Did Remy ever love Path?" and "Is 50 Cent petty or protective?" to arrange live debates. The most absurd thing about going through old interviews and songs is that they weren't from gossip blogs, disgruntled ex-friends, or compromised phones. It was purposefully taken straight from 50 himself. It was as though he had been waiting for the ideal moment to make a chess move for more than 2 decades. The world is waiting. Yes, chatting, speculating, and scrolling. After all was said and done, did Pap actually stay? Or did she truly select him? And how much larger can the tale get before the legacy as a whole falls apart?